Parenting certainly comes with its fair share of challenges. In this video, I want to outline 3 of the most common challenges and offer you some simple, elegant, and powerful solutions to help you to help your children and become a more effective and influential parent. So let's get started. Here's 3 of what I see to be the most common parenting challenges. Number 1, getting on the same page with your spouse or significant other. We all come from different backgrounds with different upbringings, and so anybody who has tried to raise kids with a spouse or partner knows exactly what I'm talking about. It really is one of the most challenging aspects of parenting. I talk much more in detail about this in my course on connection and credibility. But essentially, if both partners are willing to work, here's what I think will help you. Number 1, you have to make it safe. We know from decades of marriage research that people can change only if they feel they are basically liked and accepted the way they are. But when people feel criticized, disliked, or underappreciated, they're not able to change. Instead, they feel like they're being attacked and they will dig in to protect themselves. So you have to create a physically and emotionally safe space to talk about your differences and how you can compromise with each other. Number 2, determine ahead of time that you will allow yourself to be influenced by your spouse or your significant other. This is called accepting influence. This is something else that has become really clear from the relationship research from Dr. John Gottman. I think this is the most important step to coming together in your parenting. You have to allow yourself to be influenced by each other. Accepting influence, it's an attitude, but it's also a skill that you can just become good at. You just have to practice it over and over. In his long-term study of newlywed couples, Dr. Gottman showed that even in the first few months of marriage, men who allow their wives to influence them have happier marriages, and they're less likely to divorce than men who resist their wives' influence. Number 3, talk about your dreams. Talk about your dreams with each other. I know this sounds strange. Research has also shown that most relationship conflict is rooted in unfulfilled dreams. I'll tell you a true story. Many years ago, when our kids were really young, Valerie and I had this deep conversation about what we wanted in a family. And this is where I learned why it was so important for her to have feelings of peace in our home. There's nothing more important to her than that. It was critical to her. It was a dream of hers to have a home that wasn't chaotic. Understanding that about her helped me understand why she does a lot of things that she does, and actually helps me support that. Even though I'm very different in how I act and how I feel, it's easier to support her because I see that's a dream of hers. Number 4, talk about what you like about your spouse's parenting. Learn to express appreciation. Number 5, label what you wish you could change. When you do this, it's important to be specific. And even though you're complaining about something, don't blame and make it personal. Before we move on to the next point, I want to thank you for watching this video. Do you struggle to communicate with your child or to discipline them effectively? You know, none of us are given a manual when our kids are born that tells us everything to do in all the situations. We learn by trial and error. That's what this channel is about. It's about using my system of correcting and connecting to build a strong, trusting, and influential relationship with your child. If that's the kind of thing you want to know more about, then like this video and subscribe to my channel, and then share this with all of your friends. Now let's get back to the video. Number 2, another parenting challenge is how to stay connected with our kids as they get older. It's normal for kids to separate from us as they grow up. They want to become their own people. It's actually a critical aspect of their development, and we need to encourage it. But that said, I still want to maintain a close relationship with my kids while at the same time allowing and supporting their autonomy. I have personally found that there is nothing quite so powerful to help with this as just staying connected with them through small, little moments over and over and over. For example, not long ago I was in southern Utah with my family. It was a very busy time of the year for me. I was trying to get caught up with all my work. And my son wanted me to take him down to the local motorcycle shop just so he could look around. With him, there is nothing this boy loves more than doing stuff like that. I didn't want to do it, but I knew that he would love it. So we ended up doing it. We go to this motorcycle shop. It's a bunch of dirt bikes, and he's just walking around. He's sitting on the different dirt bikes. He's telling me every little detail about each bike. He just loves doing this. You know, we were probably there for 40 minutes. It took 10 minutes to get there, 40 minutes to be there, 10 minutes to get home. That was an hour. But that hour was gold for this boy. And it was, honestly, it was some of the most one-on-one time we had spent together that week. And then later, he kept thanking me for doing that with him. That's what I mean. Just little moments compounded over time that will keep you close to your kids. Lastly, another real parenting challenge is sometimes just finding the time to have meaningful moments with our kids. We're so busy that this can be very challenging. One really simple way to do this, and one that I really strongly encourage, is having regular meals together. I recently heard the most fascinating statistic. This is the statistic, the number one predictor of less likely substance abuse in adolescents is the number of family meals they have in a week. When I first heard that statistic, I was blown away. The research also tells us that the frequency of family meals was inversely associated with tobacco, alcohol, and marijuana use. It was inversely associated with low grade point average, depression, and thoughts of suicide. So, in other words, families that frequently have meals together make it less likely that their children will use drugs and alcohol, less likely that they will experience depression, anxiety, and suicide, and more likely that they'll do well in school. Like, wow, that just is amazing. Remember, you can make this simple. You can connect over a grilled cheese sandwich on paper plates just as much as you can over a gourmet meal. Just keep the focus on connection and the time that you spend together. Do you sometimes struggle to discipline your child effectively? Do they misbehave and act out or leave you scratching your head wondering what to do or even how you can reach them at all? I have spent the last 25 years as a clinical psychologist, and I work primarily with children, adolescents, young adults, and families. I have seen how these principles I teach have benefited my family and so many others. I want you and your family to have this too. That's why I've created a free ebook about how to discipline effectively, and believe me, it is not what you think. This ebook will help you correct and connect with your child. It contains distilled information from my 25 years as a clinical psychologist, and it's designed to give you an understanding of effective parenting tools and also give you practical steps that you can take starting today. Just go to drtoddtalks.com or click the link in the video description below, fill in your details, and I'll send it right over to you.